going on, guys? Welcome back to a very special episode of Easy Buckets. How are you guys doing today? I hope you're having a fantastic day so far. In today's video, I got something that I guarantee you guys are gonna love, especially if you're a Lakers fan. We're gonna be talking about how the Lakers can get better when it comes to this year's NBA trade deadline, and simply for them to create the perfect team going into the playoffs. As of right now, there are so many rumors about what the Lakers could potentially do, but what we're hearing the most is that the Lakers need a big man. They need a true center. And for this video, I'm going to be talking about 5 centers, 5 big men that I believe the Lakers can target to simply make their team perfect. So if you're a big Lakers fan, you're going to love these scenarios. But quickly, before I get on with the video, I just want to say, if you're new to the channel and love basketball, welcome to Easy Buckets. My name is Soom and I make basketball videos every single day. So be sure to hit the subscribe button and click this button right here, the post notification bell, to not miss any of my upcoming videos. If you watched this video and you loved it, be sure to smash that thumbs up button. I would really appreciate it. It would help out the channel a lot. But without wasting any more time, let's talk about the Los Angeles Lakers.
You know, one of the things you're always doing in the front office is you're running scenarios just to be prepared. You know, I've said at the beginning of the season, sometimes it feels like a grand chess game, and you want to study the moves and study what other teams are doing. And so we're always doing that. But at the same time, you don't want to tinker or change something that's working extraordinarily well. And so we'll be mindful of that too. We do have one open roster spot right now that at some point in the season will probably get use. We wanted to use the first, third to really see where the holes are or the needs are. But that's definitely a tool at some point that'll come into play. And, then you were talking about the trade deadline too. You never know what may come your way. And so we're preparing in advance for that just to make sure we're doing all we can to defend the title.
The Lakers right now have a very well-rounded team, and from the looks of it, they're going straight to the NBA Finals. But right now, a lot of Laker fans still worry that there is still one missing piece for the Lakers roster, and it begins at the front court area. As of right now, the Lakers have a record of 20-6, which ranks them as the 2nd seed in the Western Conference. And some NBA fans believe that a big reason why they lost some of those games is because they didn't have a true interior defender. A big part of the Lakers' championship run last year was definitely their size at that front court position. They had Dwight Howard there, they had JaVale McGee there, and we all know, during this past offseason, the Lakers were unable to get both JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard back. Although the Lakers ended up replacing Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee with Marc Gasol and also Montrezl Harrell, which in my opinion were great moves when it comes to an all-around aspect, Marc Gasol and Montrezl Harrell to me isn't really a dominant interior defender when it comes to a big man that is known to be a shot blocker and simply a giant. A lot of people feel that if somehow the Lakers can keep Marc Gasol, keep Montrezl Harrell, and get a third center that can help them be a third option off the bench to be more of an interior defender, a shot blocker, the Lakers roster would be complete. Another reason why Laker fans want the Lakers to go for a big is because currently their best big man of Anthony Davis is going through something when it comes to his Achilles. Anthony Davis has missed the last 2 games as I'm making this video due to his Achilles injury. And if the Lakers want depth, want to be prepared like Rob Pelinka states, I believe going for one more player, one more front court player would be absolutely perfect and something they must do during this year's NBA trade deadline. There are so many big men, so many centers out there that Laker fans believe that the Lakers should target during this year's NBA trade deadline. And for this video, I'm going to be talking about the top 5 most realistic and also the 5 that would fit the Lakers perfectly. The first player on this list is Dwayne Dedmon, who right now is a free agent and honestly is probably the most popular center that's available right now. For an NBA championship caliber team looking for a player that can be an interior defender, block shots, and also spread the floor, Dwayne Dedmon is a perfect option because he's still in his prime and also wants to prove himself. Last season, Dwayne Dedmon has been shipped around to multiple teams. He was from the Hawks, then went to the Kings, then went to the Pistons, and after being waived, Dwayne Dedmon can easily sign with any NBA team right now. From what we're hearing, Dwayne Dedmon wants to be on a championship contender and also doesn't mind getting paid not a lot of money. And with the Lakers currently having zero money right now to really offer up a big contract, giving Dwayne Dedmon that veteran's minimum might be the perfect solution to a third center off the bench behind Marc Gasol and Montrez. Last year, Dwayne Dedmon averaged about 5.8 points per game, 5.7 rebounds, 0.5 assists, 0.6 steals, and 1 block per game. And the fact that he's shooting 36% at the center position, that gives so much options for the Lakers when it comes to their defense and also their offensive set and rotation. Dwayne Dedmon can spread the floor for Dennis Schroeder and of course LeBron James. What I love most about this scenario is that the Lakers actually don't have to trade anybody. They can just literally sign Dwayne Dedmon to a minimums contract. I know a lot of you Laker fans out there want Dwayne Dedmon as the sole target, and from the looks of it, I wouldn't be surprised if Dwayne Dedmon right now is the #1 option for LA. The next player on this list is Andre Drummond, currently of the Cavaliers, and we're talking about a superstar big man that could be available during this year's NBA trade deadline. Andre Drummond is at the top of the list. We all know his current situation. He is currently a part of a very crowded front court on the Cavaliers. Drummond is there, Kevin Love is there, Jarrett Allen is there, JaVale McGee is there, and even Larry Nance Jr. And with Andre Drummond becoming a UFA this offseason, the Cavaliers feel Drummond might not resign. We all know what just happened with that big James Harden trade. Jarrett Allen was also shipped from the Nets to the Cavs, and from what we're hearing, the Cavaliers are choosing either between Drummond and Jarrett Allen, with Jarrett Allen usually being the one people believe the Cavs are going towards. And if the Cavs ultimately choose Jarrett Allen, I want to see Andre Drummond, who is currently in his prime, play on a championship team, and the Lakers would be a perfect target. From what we're hearing, the Cavaliers actually might end up waiving Andre Drummond, and if that's the case, I believe it'll be a perfect scenario for the Lakers. The Lakers can offer Andre Drummond a veteran's minimum, and with Andre Drummond right now looking for an opportunity to be successful and maybe get a new contract in this upcoming offseason, signing a rest of the season contract with the Lakers to win a potential championship, be the starting center, would be great for his career. As of right now, Andre Drummond is averaging 18 points per game, 13.8 rebounds, 2.6 assists, 1.6 steals, and 1.2 blocks. Andre Drummond is one of the best defensive players in the NBA, especially at that center position, and with the Lakers needing a defensive big, Drummond could be the best available. The next player on this list is Jarrett Allen, also of the Cavaliers, and he's in this video, and in this scenario, it's possible if the Cavaliers ultimately end up choosing Andre Drummond as their future center. We all know what the Lakers want. They want a true rim protector. They want someone to replace Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee, who were a big part of their championship run last year. And with Jarrett Allen right now being one of the best centers, one of the best young centers in the NBA that can block shots at an efficient level, the Lakers wouldn't mind Jarrett Allen if ultimately he's available. Jarrett Allen is on a very cheap contract. It's less than $10 million. And honestly, offering up a trade of maybe Alex Caruso or Kyle Kuzma and a second round pick could end up landing Jarrett Allen. I believe Jarrett Allen has a bright future in the NBA, but all he needs is an opportunity. And with the Lakers looking for a starting center that could potentially replace Marc Gasol, imagine Jarrett Allen and Anthony Davis in the NBA playoffs. Two high energy big men, two high energy shot blockers. The Lakers defense would be scary. As of right now, Allen is averaging 11.8 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, 0.4 steals, and averaging almost 2 blocks per game. Jarrett Allen is a very high target if the Lakers want a real shot blocker. This is honestly my favorite opinion, but I'll be honest, it's not as likely as Dwayne Dedmon. The next big man on this list is the Lakers getting Kevin Love, also of the Cavaliers, and that's Kevin Love rejoining LeBron James for another potential NBA championship. I know a lot of you Laker fans out there want the Lakers to focus more on a shot blocker, and we all know Kevin Love has not been a shot blocker in his career, but if the Lakers want more of a scoring big man, a player that can spread the floor, Kevin Love could do it. He's a high efficient power forward center sharpshooter. As of right now, we all know Kevin Love's situation. He's in the exact same situation as Andre Drummond, a part of a rebuilding team in a very crowded front court. And Kevin Love right now, I believe he must put himself in a better opportunity to succeed and join a championship contender once again. I still believe Kevin Love has a lot in his tank to offer an NBA contender, and that's why the Lakers, in my opinion, with LeBron and Kevin Love having that relationship, this reunion could be possible. This year so far, Kevin Love isn't having the best season. He's only averaging 9 points and 6 rebounds, and of course has been hit with multiple injuries. But maybe going to the Lakers, who's a stacked team that doesn't really need Kevin Love to do much, I believe that would be a great role for him, as he can simply play a minimum role, but simply be a star in it. From what we're hearing, Kevin Love and the Cavaliers actually might agree on a buyout, and I believe if that's the case, the Lakers can offer Kevin Love a veteran's minimum, and he'll take it, as Kevin Love could be an amazing power forward off the bench to replace Anthony Davis and simply still be a space-the-floor efficient player that can give the Lakers more floor spacing. Kevin Love to the Lakers, what do you guys think about that? And the last center on this list is HASSAN Whiteside of the Sacramento Kings, and he's also a very, very popular target. When talking about HASSAN Whiteside, I believe his potential is currently not being used right now. He's on the Kings right now, but only playing 12 minutes per game. He's in the rotation, but he's behind Richaun Holmes and Marvin Bagley. In my personal opinion, I believe HASSAN Whiteside should agree on a buyout and sign a rest of the year contract with the contender, with the Lakers being a top option. We all know last season HASSAN Whiteside averaged about 15 points, 13 rebounds, and averaged 3 blocks per game, which actually led the league in blocks per game. And I believe with that credibility, experience, and potential, the Lakers could love HASSAN Whiteside as a third option off the bench. The difference between being on the Kings and the Lakers is definitely a big gap, and if Whiteside, who has 0 NBA championships and is still in his prime, wants a good opportunity, him going to the Lakers would be a great idea. If the Kings ultimately don't end up buying out Whiteside, I still believe the Lakers can offer them a pretty good trade. They can offer up Alfonso McKinney and their 2023 second round pick, or even Markieff Morris and that second round pick in exchange for Whiteside, as the Kings will accept it because they don't want to lose HASSAN Whiteside for nothing in this upcoming summer, because we all know HASSAN Whiteside will not be re-signing a 1-year minimum contract once again if he's not getting minutes there. Imagine a front court of HASSAN Whiteside and Anthony Davis, 2 of the best shot blockers in the league on the exact same rotation. That would simply be disgusting. But ultimately, guys, this wraps up my video for today on 5 centers that I believe would be great targets for the Los Angeles Lakers when it comes to this year's NBA trade deadline. These are the best centers the Lakers should target. What's most important to me is what are your thoughts? Are these scenarios realistic? Are these likely? Put everything you're thinking in the comment section down below. But other than that, take it easy, God bless, and I'll see you all next time on Easy Buckets. Woo!